Get the skill. I love Drake London. I love Kyle Pitts, and I love Bijan Robinson.
They have a quarterback. All they needed was a quarterback, and they now have one.
Remember, last year they had Desmond Ridder under center for the majority of the time. This year they have Kirk Cousins with all that experience that London was talking about. Will Cousins take them to the playoffs this year?
The Atlanta Falcons are getting a lot of attention heading into 2024, and this year they're projected to win the NFC South despite not having made the playoffs since 2017. Since their infamous Super Bowl loss, where they gave up a 28-3 third-quarter lead to the Patriots, the Falcons have struggled to find their footing. Even after they drafted generational talents like Kyle Pitts and Bijan Robinson, the Falcons haven't had much success. Recognizing it was time for a change, the Atlanta Falcons ended the 2023 season by firing head coach Arthur Smith and replacing him with LA Rams defensive coordinator Raheem Morris. Morris's top priority? Fixing the quarterback issues. In March of 2024, the Atlanta Falcons signed Kirk Cousins to a 4-year deal, making him the highest paid free agent in NFL history. He was brought in to replace Desmond Ridder, who had a mediocre season last year, finishing with less than 3,000 passing yards. And while Kirk Cousins may not have any Super Bowl rings, he does have enough talent to make any team competitive. Cousins has proven himself to be a top 10 quarterback multiple times throughout his career, passing for over 4,000 yards in 7 different seasons. His career passer rating of 98.1 puts him inside of the top 10 all-time, ahead of Brett Favre and Joe Montana. And statistically speaking, Kirk Cousins is one of the top 5 quarterbacks of all time in completion percentage. Say what you will about his playoff history, the guy can throw a football. With Kirk Cousins now leading the charge, the Falcons' offense looks a lot more intimidating. At running back for Atlanta, Bijan Robinson speaks for himself. Bijan racked up 1,463 total yards, which was the most by a rookie running back in 2023. He also scored 8 touchdowns, 4 rushing and 4 receiving. Head coach Raheem Morris has already said that Bijan Robinson is about to get a huge workload in 2024, and for fantasy football players, Bijan Robinson is being drafted as a top 3 running back overall. To make so have a stronger receiver core this year with Drake London, Darnell Mooney, and Rondale Moore. Drake London has been on the cusp of wide receiver 1 territory since entering the league, but he's been stuck with terrible quarterback play over the last 2 years. He finished his first 2 seasons with a total of 1,771 yards, but he's ready to take that leap into the next bracket. With Kirk Cousins slinging the football, there's a good chance that Drake London will break 1,000 receiving yards this season. Pro Football Focus has the Falcons wide receiver group inside the top 15. The additions of Darnell Mooney and Rondale Moore is a big step up from what they were working with in 2023. In case you forgot, both of these guys ran sub 4.4s. Rondale Moore ran a 4.29 at his pro day, and Darnell Mooney ran a 4.38 at the combine. Not only is this team going to be much faster than it was last year, every pass catcher should get a huge bump in targets as well. Kirk Cousins holds the franchise record for the most pass attempts in a single season for the Minnesota Vikings, and I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to break Matt Ryan's record for the Atlanta Falcons as well. Kyle Pitts is another player that should benefit from the addition of Kirk Cousins. Pitts became the highest drafted tight end in NFL history after being selected by the Falcons 4th overall in the 2021 draft. His rookie season was by far his best performance and his only season with over 1,000 receiving yards. But this year, Kyle Pitts should get back on track thanks to Kirk Cousins and the new offensive coordinator, Zach Robinson. As the offense gets ready for a promising season, the defense is also looking to step up its game. Defensively, the Falcons showed a lot of improvement in some areas last season. They ran, finishing 29th in takeaways, 27th in interception percentage, and 21st in sacks. Luckily for the Atlanta Falcons, they have the easiest schedule of any team in the NFL, according to basically everyone. So, if the coaching staff can use that to their advantage and get the new defensive plans working smoothly, the Falcons might actually be able to win the division this season. The Falcons lost Calais Campbell and Bud Dupree this offseason, but they were able to hang on to all-pro safety Jesse Bates, who ranked 3rd in interceptions in 2023. And after arguably the strangest draft pick in this year's draft, where the Falcons drafted quarterback Michael Penix Jr. instead of someone who could have been a game changer for them defensively, the Falcons instead will be banking on their second-year defensive players like Zach Harrison and Clark Phillips to step up and create big plays for Atlanta. The Atlanta Falcons also hired a new defensive coordinator, Jimmy Lake, from the LA Rams to help develop these players. This year, they'll have a solid foundation to build on and a new coaching staff that's eager to get some wins. And what's really interesting about this coaching staff is that head coach Raheem Morris, offensive coordinator Zach Robinson, and defensive coordinator Jimmy Lake were all on the LA Rams coaching staff in 2023. And together, they helped the Rams go from a 5-12 record in 2022 to a 10-7 record last season. This year, they're bringing that cohesive energy to this Falcons team, a team that could really use that sense of unity right now. The Atlanta Falcons are gearing up for a comeback in 2024 and eyeing the NFC South title. But there are still a lot of questions that need to be answered. Will Kirk Cousins deliver a playoff contention?
They're feeling the same
Is
way.
this defense going to step up this year? And how will the new coaching trio influence the team's dynamics? Don't forget to leave your thoughts on the Falcons' chances this year in the comments below, and be sure to watch some of my other videos here on Football Nation.